Hello, engineering students. This week we're going to be doing a research project on engineering careers, though I don't think it's going to take you too terribly long. Let's go ahead and just look at the assignment really quickly. First, I'm going to want you to scan the list of engineering branches on the link below to see the major branches of engineering and the subdisciplines. The classical branches of engineering are chemical engineering, civil, electrical, and mechanical. Though we are going to see that computer engineering is becoming more and more of its own discipline, though traditionally it is sort of underneath the electrical. If we go to this Wikipedia link, which is what I want you to kind of just scan through here. So um, you can see here, this is the list of engineering branches. They've got chemical, civil, electrical, and mechanical. And then there's also this interdisciplinary, which we'll look at here at the very end. So chemical engineering, you can see there's biomolecular, materials engineering, molecular process, corrosion engineering. Civil engineering, so that's the design, construction, maintenance of the physical and natural built environments. There's lots of things which are considered subdisciplines of the civil engineering, such as geotechnical, structural, mining, transport, water resources. Then you've got the electrical engineering, and so a subdiscipline of that would be the electronic engineering. There's entire pages dedicated to each one of these. Computer engineering, like I said, is mostly considered a subdiscipline. Power engineering, side note, I've gone to some conferences that is really in high demand right now. The power engineering, and then optical engineering. Mechanical engineering, you can see all the different uh, subdisciplines there: vehicle engineering, power plant, energy. And then you get these interdisciplinary, so like aerospace. So like for instance, when I was going to college, the aerospace engineering was a subdiscipline of mechanical, though they did have a lot of electrical engineering classes as well. Agricultural engineering, applied, the biomedical, stuff like that, that's sort of like a mixture of chemical and maybe some civil, or sorry, some mechanical, maybe some electrical, maybe some chemical. I think I said those things about too many times. Anyway, you get the idea. If you're interested in robotics, I think they've got there the mechatronics engineering there and stuff like that. That would be the degree that you'd be looking for. So anyway, just wanted you to kind of scan through some of those. So this is a helpful kind of big picture document if you want to dig a little bit deeper into some of those. But after what you're going to do here in a minute, you're going to choose which one of those major disciplines you like. And if you found one that doesn't fit into one of those, it's one of those interdisciplinary ones, well, you just have to pick which one of these main five resembles or is closely matched to that subdiscipline. So then you will go to this website, how to learn how to become website, and let's see. Oh, I actually have the link there for the mechanical engineering. I just want to link. Here we go. We'll link the proper website itself. Learnhowtobecome.org. So when you click that, find your dream career. You can select a career or by category, and I recommend you just kind of go down here to category, and we're going to pick engineering. Side note, this is a pretty good website, so maybe you're not planning on going into engineering, but after you complete this assignment, you want to come back here and look at some of the stuff for another discipline. Hey, I recommend it. I found a lot of interesting, helpful information here. So you can see they do have other disciplines there. But with the engineering, what I'm going to want you to do for our engineering class assignment is to pick one of these. I'll pick mechanical engineering for this example. And this page right here is where you're going to spend the bulk of your time. What I want you to do is I want you to read this page. You're like, oh my gosh, so much stuff. But if I click this in-page navigation, it's really helpful what they have here. It's very comprehensive, very step-by-step. What does a mechanical engineer do? What is the salaries and job outlook? What are the steps to becoming a mechanical engineer? What are those academic paths? What are the parts or the components of a successful career in that engineering discipline? What are related engineering or tech and engineering occupations? And then let's look nearby to see which schools have degrees that you could get educated on in that subject. So what I want you to do is to kind of read through this. Now, I think when it says here, like the recommended schools, see this is actually an ad, but it really is a sneaky ad. These, though, I have this link that was actually to this tool over here. They have a way of looking for online universities and stuff like that, which is also kind of helpful in itself, but that's not required. But I do want you to read through this, and what you're going to do is you're going to sort of summarize each one of these things into a single Google slide. So I don't want copy and paste of these sentences and put it into a Google slide. I want you to kind of, process it, put it in terms that maybe a freshman would understand, if we were talking, or maybe an 8th grader, incoming freshman, if we want to tell them about what that is, what that would look like. Obviously, we want to look and see Texas. Oh, Texas mechanical engineering is growing. Though I will tell you some of those other things that I've gone to, conferences and whatnot, they say that the electrical and computer engineering are growing much, they're in higher demand than the mechanical engineering. I think I may have already told some of you all that. Anyway, they're going to talk to you about the different levels of education, and then what sort of information, what sort of classes you would take at each level. So this is an example of courses that the undergraduate would take. These are the sort of classes that a master's level student would take, and then a doctoral level. Areas of interest, so biomedical engineering, mechanical, transportation, so here the mechanical design, or the transportation systems, some stuff we've talked about in class. And then components of a successful career, like this is the stuff that you would do. This I think is great. The related occupations sort of shows you the different occupations and the salary, so you can see, wow, architectural and engineering managers, their salary versus just a regular old electrical engineer. So that's kind of interesting. Or a materials engineer, you can see some of the differences there. And going to different websites, you might get slightly different numbers. I mean, they're all doing their surveys, but I haven't seen anything that I feel like is out of alignment with reality. You can see just relatively speaking here. Petroleum engineers, obviously, that's in high demand, and high salary computer engineers. Anyway, and then you can kind of compare mechanical versus electrical, aerospace, biomedical, and they're all pretty much in the in the same range, but that's kind of interesting. And then I am going to want you to zoom in on like the Texas level. I don't think it's going to allow me to type in T on that one. So, and find schools that, preferably schools that are kind of close by. So, you click on this. Okay, so UTA, SMU, Midwestern. So you can kind of see some of the different schools that are in the area. Waco, obviously, they've got Baylor. Now this is showing what's kind of neat here. So if you look down here, this is going to be the table showing the school, some of the tuition and fees, and then what I like over here, this is the really interesting column, the programs. They apparently at Baylor offer a bachelor's and a master's in mechanical engineering. I might scroll all the way down to, let's see, if I zoom in on University of Texas in Arlington, at Austin. Where's Texas? Well, let's just look at those. Bachelor's, master's, doctorate. Bachelor's, master's, doctoral. Awesome. Okay. So I'm expecting you to create a Google Slides summary of the information. Your slides document should have at least one page dedicated to each of these items and schools in Texas that offer this degree. What am I looking for specifically? Some text, maybe a graphic. Additionally, if it's helpful, feel free to have multiple slides per one of these questions. But like I said, we're just kind of looking at high-level summary. There's no way you're going to be able to, in one slide, communicate all of this stuff. But you can figure out what the most interesting, what the most important items are on that. Okay, you have 1 week to do this assignment. I'm expecting you to spend anywhere from 40, maybe 20, 30 minutes reading through all this stuff, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the most, making the Google Slides. If you're spending a whole lot more time than that, then you might need to reevaluate. If you're spending like 5 minutes on this, also probably need to reevaluate that. But we're looking at a reasonable, all told, most of you should be able to take care of this in 2 hours or less, if you were combining that whole time together. So anyway, feel free to email me if you have any questions, and post your Google slide to the Google Classroom item that I will create here momentarily. All right, thanks for watching. Stay safe.